Let's learn the minor pentatonic scale, and this is probably the first scale that just about all guitar players learn when they're at this point in their guitar journey, learning lead guitar, and for good reason, because it's the most commonly used scale pretty much in most genres of music. Now, remember, the minor pentatonic scale is 5 notes, 5-note scale, and those 5 notes are taken from the minor scale, the natural minor scale or Aeolian mode. And we're also going to make it the blues scale too. But first we're going to learn the minor pentatonic shapes, and then I'll show you how to add the blues note. I want you to kind of keep them a little bit separate, because down the road in this DVD series, when we flip the minor pentatonic over to major pentatonic, you're not going to be playing that blues note. You don't want to be adding that. So you do want to keep these differentiated. There's lots of different ways to finger the scales. I'm giving the ways that I have found through my years of teaching that work best for students to gravitate toward, and that work the best for fluidity when we go to start connecting our licks and taking the scales and expanding them. We'll be learning the expanded minor pentatonic scales after we learn some blues scales. Then we're going to expand the scales across the neck, and there's 2, expanded 1 and expanded 2, which will give you pretty much the whole neck, because we want to start moving across the neck and not always just playing in a box up and down. But we're going to start with the box. So pay attention to your fingering and always use the same fingering. Be consistent with your fingering. It'll help you to learn it quicker, and it'll help you to attach your licks better. So we're going to show you this scale in the key of A, just because it's in the middle of the neck, but you should be able to play this anywhere. And the first one we're going to learn, the minor pentatonic, is the box, what people call the box position, or the box shape. And that's because it kind of looks like a box. That's on the first page of that written lesson on minor pentatonic. You can see the shape kind of looks boxy. Now, the minor pentatonic scale is 5 notes, and those notes are root, or 1, flat 3rd, 4th, 5th, and flat 7th. All right, so if we do this, and I'll bring you in on a tight shot in a minute, in the key of A, play A minor pentatonic. What you're going to do, put your first finger, you can always find this box by putting your first finger on the root note on the low E string. Remember, earlier on in the series, this is one of the reasons why it's so important to know those notes on the neck, right? So if we want to play it in A, we have to find the A note on the low E string, and that's at the 5th fret. And then we could start with our first finger on that A note and play the shape from there. If I wanted to play this in the key of G, or G minor pentatonic, I'd put my first finger and start on the G note. As you're learning these, this is an easy way to learn these, which is at the 3rd fret of the low E string. If I wanted to play it in the key of C, I would start it by going all the way up with my first finger to the 8th fret, first finger on the C note. So first finger on the A note, low E string, 5th fret, and that's our root note, or our 1, our A. So we got to really make a mental note every time we hit an A in this scale, and there'll be 3 of them in this one position, this box. So here's the fingering, and I want you to keep 1 finger per fret. 1 finger per fret. And we're going to go first finger on the low E string, 5th fret, that's our A. Then use your pinky on the 8th fret low E string, that's the C note, that's our flat 3rd. This is 2 notes per string right now for the minor pentatonic scale. Then go to the A string, and you're going to play also the 5th fret on the A string, that's our 4th, or our D note. And then use your 3rd finger to go a whole step up to the E note, our 5th, which is at the 7th fret of the A string, and then go down with your first finger on the D string, 5th fret, and that's our G, or our flat 7. So that's all the notes in the scale. A, C, D, E, G. And then those notes just repeat. A, C, D, E, G. A, C, D, E, G, right? So when you get down to that D string, and you're using your first finger on the 5th fret, then go to the 3rd finger on the 5th fret, a 3rd finger on the 7th fret, and play on the D string, that's that A note. There's our root again on the D string. And then 1st and 3rd fingers on the G string, which again we're hitting our C note and our D note. And then now 1st and 4th finger on the B string, 5th fret and 8th fret. That's our E and our G notes. And then 1st and 4th finger, remember 1 finger per fret on the high E string. And then look at that first finger again on the 5th fret on the high E, that's our A note again. Right, same as on the low E string, 5th fret. And then you have our other A on the 7th fret of the D string. So that root note 3 times. So here's the shape real slow, and let's pull in the camera really tight for this. Here we are at the 5th fret on our A note. Okay, and again, keep one finger per fret. And basically what you're going to be using is your first and fourth finger on the low E, then your first and third finger on the A, first and third on the D, first and third on the G, first and fourth on the B, first and fourth. So real slow. A minor pentatonic scale. We're in A because this is a root note is on the low E string on the 5th fret. If I wanted to play that same scale in G, I would just go a whole step back. Now this is the G note, 3rd fret, low E string. Play the exact same shape. Now that's G minor pentatonic in blue. G minor pentatonic. Go up a whole step. A minor pentatonic. So what you want to do is just practice that. Up and back and get it real fluid. Use all alternate picking. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Remember, we're playing A, C, D, E, G. A, C, D, E, G. A, C. Anywhere we play those 5 notes, it's minor pentatonic scale. So if we go and I have all 5, there's basically 5 patterns that'll give you the whole neck, or 5 boxes. If I, just to show you another one, if we play those same notes but we move it back here and we put our pinky on the root note on A, and I play that's A minor pentatonic also. Again, we're just using the notes A, C, D, E, G. Then repeat them. A, C, D, E, G. Right? Notice keep ending on those A notes. And you want to make mental notes whenever you pass through the A notes. Here's another A note here. 2nd fret on the G string. And then you know about the 1 high E string on the 5th fret. So when you're back playing this, play the box shape first, what we call the box shape. Remember, always make a mental note. Stop. When you get to that root note, hit it a couple times, because that's the note we're going to really be hovering around with our licks. And that's the note you're going to be landing on a lot. There it is again. If you now you're going to look at the written lesson and learn all 5 of the box shapes, or 5 box patterns besides just this one that we learned. I have them all written out for you. And each time you do, again, stop and make a mental note when you hit that root note. Now let's add 1 note to that scale and make it the minor pentatonic blues scale. And we're going to do that by adding what's called the blue note, or the flat 5. And that note is going to appear in this scale twice. And the note is right here. It's the E flat note. And it appears again, so it appears at the 6th fret. If we're playing this, we'll do the same thing in A minor pentatonic. Now we're going to be playing A minor pentatonic in blues, which is the same notes. It's the root, or A, the flat 3rd, which is the C, the 4th, D, but we have to add the flat 5. There's the blue note, E flat. That's going to add a lot of color. So yeah, you play that with your 2nd finger, and then the 3rd finger, go back to the way you were, the original way. And you're playing that 5th, which is that E, and then your G with your 1st finger, and then your A again. And then it appears again on the G string right there with your pinky. So when you get to the G string, instead of playing just your 1st and 3rd fingers, or you're going to be playing that C note, D note, there's your E flat again. That's your blue note. So it appears twice. So here it is real slow. So use the 1, 2, 3 finger combination on the A string now. Not 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. Because you're going to pretty much every time you play minor pentatonic, you could be using that blue note. So you'll be playing minor pentatonic and blues. 1, 2, 3 on the A string, then 1, 3 on the D, then 1, 3, 4. Remember, we're keeping 1 finger per fret. 1, 3, 4 on the G string. Everything else is the same. So keep just working that scale up and down. Fingering, keep the fingering consistent. One finger per fret. And always for now, start and end on your root notes, no matter which box you're playing. Always start and end on the root note because I want you to hear that A or that G or whatever key you're playing it in. And make a mental note of the roots now and the blue notes. So just keep working that scale up and back in this one position. A minor pentatonic in blues, we're playing it in the key of A. And get real comfortable with that. These root notes, finding it by the root at first is going to be kind of your roadmap on how to get around.